of all, want to cut the t-shirt apart. I just cut up the sides. Doing the best I can to go halfway. We have a little extra wiggle room on the cutting, so it should be okay. Then I cut the arms off right around the seams, trying to get it so I can be flat when I cut the square out. And then do the other armhole. And then just go up here again, you just need it so it's flat when we're cutting this. Now, I'll do the back first and show you how I did that. So I used a 13.5-inch size to cut. Now, not sure if you tracked down a ruler, but I'm using my 12.5-inch square and this is a 1x12 ruler, but it's actually 12.5 inches long. It's just not marked on the end. So this gives me 13.5 inches long and half. So I'll cut the length first. Half of 13.5 is 6 3/4. So I'm kind of marking the top of the star at 6 3/4, and then the bottom to try to line it up. I'm just kind of trying to make it so that it's straight on the wording and not too word. It's not exactly straight, so this one's pretty good. So to go like 6 3/4 straight through, but I mostly tried to make it so this is straight. Now this fabric is so stretchy either way that you can just move it and it changes it. I wouldn't say distorts it, but it's just because it's a knit, it's really, really stretchy. So now for the top, and then I try to, do the top and the bottom about the same, and it's really about 7/8 on the top and 7/8 on the bottom to make it so it's 13. So there's a seam allowance. I use a 1/4-inch seam, so there's a seam allowance there and there. So now we're ready to cut. Get my rotary cutter out and cut here and here along as much as I can. And then this one is, just be very careful here. Note my hands are up here holding everything down tight. And then this is kind of an odd angle to cut at for me, so just go very slowly. Cut off some of the extra so we don't have to work with that sort of bulk. Now, take this off and flip it around. And this time I'm going to move this over to, so I don't have to measure. I can go 13.5 and line the straight line up, and then go down here. Again, it's not going to be perfect because this fabric is so stretchy, but it's close enough for our purposes. And then I cut here. And here. So now I have one side of our fabric. Now for the front, the 2020 side, This graphic is a little bit smaller. So when I lined this up again, I used the same rulers. And I lined up the middle. The graphic is about 5 inches, so I do 6 3/4, and then oops, 1, 2 1/2. There we go. So this is about the middle here, and then 1, 2, yeah, 2 1/2, and then just line it straight up and down. And again, I get my 13 1/2 out. And see what is, so there's 1 1/2 inches, and there's 1 inch, and let's go about 1/4 inch. So there we go. Then I would cut around here just like we did before.